What up guys, SuperMetal983 here to bring you another CD review from Sunland, and this one I've got a good one for you to check out, and this is what I'm going to be reviewing for you today. You see that alright? Yeah. This is the 2012 album from the band GOJIRA entitled Le Enfant Sauvage. This is released under Roadrunner Records. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the band GOJIRA, they are a progressive death metal / groove metal sort of hybrid band hailing from France, and these guys have been around for quite a number of years. They have brought out 5 full lengths. I can't pronounce the first one very well, and I still don't own that on CD, but yeah. They've also got their second full length, The Link, which I picked up not too long ago. Good album. Then you have their third installment from Master Series, which is still to this day my favourite from the GOJIRA albums. And then you have The Way of All Flesh, which came out a couple of years back. I think it was 2010, I could be wrong on that. And then you have their 5th installment, Le Enfant Sauvage. Now, myself, I consider myself quite a big GOJIRA fan. I have 3 of their albums that I just showed you there. I also own a shirt and a wristband of the band, but it's a long one as I've showed in a previous video. But so yeah, I first got exposed to the band back in 2000 and I think it was early 2012. Ex-girlfriend of mine, I was around hers, and she turned around to me one day and said, "Have you heard of the band GOJIRA?" And I was like, "I've heard of them, but I've not heard much from them." And she was like, "Oh, do you want us to put them on because I've got the CD?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, stick them on." And she stuck on the album from Master Series. And I thought it was a very, very good album. I really enjoyed listening to it, and I said to myself, "Oh, I'll have to pick that up one day." And lucky enough, I did not too long ago. But yeah, and I started liking them from there, especially that album. I was listening to the tracks on YouTube. And then, not too long after that, they got announced that they were playing in Newcastle at the Northumbria Uni, so I was like, might as well go. So I got my ticket and went to the gig, and the support bands were Tropalium and the band Clone, which I really enjoyed their performance, and I'm hoping to get a CD of them eventually very soon. And then GOJIRA was headlining, and their performance was beautiful, incredible heavy performance, very tight and just very enjoyable. I would have to say that was my favourite gig of 2012 without a shadow of a doubt. But not long after that I got some money and I thought I need to pick up Le Enfant Sauvage, but I wanted the special edition, this one, which I'll talk more about in a second. But there was only the standard versions wherever I went, and then one day I said to my mate, "Why don't I have a pop through to Durham, see what the HMV's like there?" And he said, "No problem." So I went over, and I did find the special edition there for, I think it was like $12.99 or something daft like that. And I was really happy because I was after the 2 bonus tracks which I'd heard on YouTube and thought really good tracks. And I knew it contained a DVD, but I wasn't sure if it was a live DVD or the making of the album. And it turned out it was a live performance of them in 2009 at Les Eurocaines. I've always butchered that, but yeah. From 2009, as I said there. And I just had to get it, you know. So yeah. So yeah, this album, it's the band's 5th full length, and it's a 13-track long album. And from track 1, Explosia, all the way to track 11, The Fall, you've got pretty much a very enjoyable album to listen to from start to finish. You've got some really thick tones from even the bass. It's got a really nice, smooth, slightly distorted, but nice, as if crunchy sort of tone to it. Very nice sound overall. A very nice blender with the guitar tone, which is super distorted but very clean and very how can I say, a very chuggy sound throughout the whole album, especially on the the simple like triplets and stuff. It just sounds very tight, and it is very tight. But one of the things that impressed me most about the guitar tone on this album was the harmonics that were played, because Gojira is really known for the harmonics and the squeals and stuff, guitar pitch harmonics, whatever you want to call them. And I really wasn't expecting anything less from this album. I was expecting some huge, bright sounding harmonics, and I got it, with some really nice heavy chugs, with some very bright but very clear harmonics. They're not very ringy or out. They just sound really, really nice, smooth, and very evenly toned as well. And I think that's due to the guitar of choice, which I believe on the album was a Jackson. I could be wrong on that, but yeah. The drums are the best sounding on any Gojira album I've heard so far. Very solid sound, very deep on toms, very, very, I know this sounds a little bit of a childish word to use, but very boomy on the toms. The cymbals are very well voiced, especially the hi-hats. I mean, I don't usually point out like the hi-hats in particular, or a ride cymbal, but the hi-hats and the rides just sound very clean, very well mic'd up, and just a really nice sound from them. And I really didn't suspect that, to be honest with you. I was thinking just even tones out, but those two really stuck out to me for some reason. I don't know why, but they did. As for vocal-wise, the guitarist who does the vocals, well, the main vocals, he's got a very, very good voice on him, as you can expect from all the previous Gojira albums. Very loud, very it can be very low vocals, but very destructive vocals at some points. But you can't help but listen to him and really understand what he's saying in every song. I mean, I can listen to any song on this album, and I can pretty much like go, yeah, he's saying that. And I've showed it to a few of my mates who even didn't listen to Gojira until I showed them, and they're like, damn, he's got a very talented voice on him, and he has in general. And also when it comes to the cleanish sort of harshy vocals, that's very understandable, and I think that's one of the key aspects of Gojira that kind of brings people in. Is you can hear everything he's saying, and he can do that while just playing his guitar, and it sounds amazing if you ask me. And even if you hear it on the live DVD, you can just hear absolute perfection. And oh, one thing other I forgot to say about the drums is the snare is very loud, and I think that's because the drummer he's not like does that thing. He's probably hitting it as hard as he can, you know. So he's really pounding those like skins just to the bitter end. He's playing it with an attitude, put it that way, and I absolutely love that sound overall. But altogether, songwritings, especially on Explosia, L'Enfant Sauvage, The Axe, Planned Obsolescence. I probably killed that, but yeah. The Gift of Guilt, that was one of the songs that really stuck in my head when I heard it live, when he said, "The Gift of Guilt." And I just remembered that, because it was a really, really good song to hear live, and it's a great song to hear on the album. Born in Winter and The Fall. The Fall is where you particularly hear the bass, I might add. The intro riff on the bass is just, you can just tell that bass is really well played, and it really matches well with the guitar when the guitars, you know, come in. As for the two bonus tracks, This Emptiness and My Last Creation, a great outro to the album. I think it completes it just with perfection. This Emptiness sounds a real echo from the older Gojira, like from Link. I mean, when I heard the Link, all I could think was This Emptiness of Explosia. It really sounds very old school Gojira, and I love it. But My Last Creation is one of the heavier songs, and that kind of reminds me of songs like In the Wilderness, for example. Very, very nice, heavy outro to the album, and pretty much highlights what this album's about and what sticks out about this album: the heaviness, the catchiness, and something that you can remember by. And this is an album that Gojira fans will remember till the end of time, because this is a really good album. Although I might add, it's not my favourite Gojira album. I still stand for From Mars to Sirius is still my favourite album. There was just something about it that clicked with us, and not because it was the first album that I heard of them, but there's just something about it that makes it a little bit better. But nonetheless, this album is incredible. And for that reason alone, I think I'm going to... Oh, and I might as well add, if you get this version with the DVD, it just proves on the DVD why Gojira is so good on album and on CD. Well, sorry, on album and live. So, yeah, you can really expect something really good. So, for those reasons alone, I think I'm going to give this album of Gojira, Letter from Sauvage, released under Roadrunner Records in 2012. I'm going to give it, I think, a solid, 8.5 out of 10. Actually, no. Yeah, I think an 8.5 out of 10. Very, very solid album. Really great for these guys, and echoes the old and the new, and just collaborates them into one. I just can't wait to hear what they produce in the upcoming future. I'm hoping that they continue along this route and continue to blow our minds as they have with mine. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. Remember to check the links down below to other channels which I'm subscribed to and follow. Really awesome dudes down there, so check them out. And also, further down in the description is a link to my Facebook page and also my Instagram, so check out those. And I'll see you until the next video, which may be another CD review. And then following that will probably be me updates and purchases number 20, part 2. So I'll see you until that video, or those videos rather. And remember, stay metal!